Okay, so what do you think of, and you can consult your notes again, of subculture?
No idea.
Okay. So what do your notes say?
The Amish are considered a subculture in America. This occurs when a group has culture patterns that set them apart from the majority of the population.
Okay.
So it's just like, isn't it kind of like going back to symbolic?
Mhm.
Because like obviously we wouldn't wear veils on our faces or be covered up. Are they allowed to show their eyes or?
I think it depends.
Okay. But yeah, that would be odd if like Mormons started doing that.
Mhm.
But that's what sets them apart from Mormon or basically
Exactly.
everyone. I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. So it's smaller cultures set apart from the big culture around them. So let's,
So is this like where I was talking about like visible, like that would set us apart? Because like us and our G's, like no one noticed we wears them. Like
it doesn't have to be visible.
Okay.
No, it could just be, and culture doesn't always have to be material culture. That's what's
Okay.
important to know. So material culture is like a part of culture. Material culture is what we can touch out of it. But culture could be things we believe, because you can't touch a belief or a value, but those are
Yeah.
part of culture too. So, okay. So let's talk about a big culture. Let's go to overall American culture. So I'm talking the really stereotyped
how?
hot dogs, red,
Yeah, I
white,
was
and
gonna say.
blue, freedom, etc., etc., etc. So, of course, not everybody fits into that. The closest one might be the rednecks. But I'm just kidding. But what we get into is the subculture. So, like you said, Amish is a subculture. They live among the everyday average American, but they are much different. Mormons are a subculture. We're also a religion, but we're also a subculture. Because we're very, it's not just what we believe, it's what we do, it's how we act, it's how we live. Another one might be pop culture. It's not exactly the average American's way of living. So let's go over some of these. So what are some things that set the Amish apart from just traditional, normal American culture and norms?
How they dress.
How they dress. So we've got the long dresses. Very modest clothing. Okay.
I forgot what culture it is. I think it maybe is Muslim because I have some Muslim friends. I'm pretty sure they're Muslim.
Yeah.
But it's like they can't show their legs at all.
Yeah. Amish.
But they can show their arms.
Yeah.
But it's not like they wear tank tops. They still like wear sleeves. But it's like they show their
There's
arms.
different
and
degrees
feet.
of modesty expected in each culture. So I don't know about the overall Muslim culture. I know that like different sections of it have different rules. So
'Cause I'm pretty sure they're Muslim because one's Nasima and then like named like that. So I'm pretty sure it's Muslim.
maybe
I think.
know. Okay.
I don't know.
So with Amish, so we've got the clothing. We definitely bonnets. Women don't run around wearing those. That's definitely part of it. What about some of their beliefs and values?
Kind of in their own society, they don't let anyone else help. Like, yeah, because they're just. I don't know. I saw a show like, I think it was like how I don't know if it was Amish or whatever. That show where like some people help them escape to like go not stay in the
Like
Amish
breaking Amish or whatever?
Oh yeah. So it's
Yeah, I've seen those. Not always the most accurate, but
Really?
yeah, it happens. I've actually been to an Amish community. They're very sensitive to strangers. Like you said before, they have really big religious beliefs and values. They dress differently, they act differently. They're very much into doing for themselves. So farming, having their own source of water, building their own homes, etc. They're very old-fashioned. They don't do electricity.
Do they still take the buggies or like?
Yes, they do.
Still?
Mm-hmm.
My gosh.
If you drive through Pennsylvania, which I have, it's hilarious because there are, how they have duck crossings? There's buggy crossing signs.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah, they definitely still use them. Ask the person who got stuck for 5 miles behind one on the highway.
But they have been more lenient, I feel like, because
It
they still wear the
depends.
long dresses and the bonnets, and you see them go into the stores and
Mhm.
stuff. But they still wear their clothing.
They do that when absolutely necessary. But I promise you that is not their first instinct or choice.
Okay.
Okay. So these are some things that definitely, this is Amish culture. You know,
To the max, kind of.
like, this is what it separates them from us. That's why they're a subculture. Because not everybody in a big culture is going to be Amish.
Okay.
All right, let's try the example with the Mormons. What's some things that set us apart from just general society?
The way we act and our values and beliefs.
Okay, like what?
How we don't watch rated R movies. How we dress. We dress modestly.
We dress modestly, but not as modestly as
no one
this.
can like kind of like, oh, she's a Mormon kind of thing.
Dress modest, but not
To extreme. I guess.
extreme. Yeah. What are some other things we believe in that set us apart from just the traditional American culture? What's the big one that separates us from like other religions? Even.
How many kids we have?
No, that's definitely part of it. No, you're fine. Lots of kids. Yes, we definitely believe in, doing that to the best of our ability. I was more talking like we believe in modern day revelation.
Okay.
We follow a prophet. All of these things separate us. We are more concentrated on family history work. It's like that talk Uchtdorf gave at I think it was Uchtdorf gave at last conference, not this one, the one before, where he was like, I haven't even yes, they go to church for 3 hours instead of 1, and they do family history, and there's young women's, and all of this, and I haven't even told you about the stuff that they're not even required to do. Like
Okay, yeah.
word of wisdom, etc. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's all the things that separate us as the subculture from the general norms. Now, pop culture is kind of another extreme.
Yeah.
So what are some things that are okay in pop culture that would not be okay out of, say, you or me? Not even just as Mormons, just as regular people.
Cheating.
Yeah. Okay to cheat.
Kind of like with
Maybe even cool, which we definitely don't think that, but
obviously it's not cool, but like murder. Who was it?
OJ?
There you go.
Mm-hmm. They get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So like a lack of accountability.
How some people are on like their fans, like okay, just give him another chance. Like he didn't even really do it, kind of thing.
But if somebody that we knew did that, there would be like, no,
Just
lock
shut
them
them
up
kind
and
of
throw
thing.
away the key.
Yeah.
Definitely. A lot of the sex stuff that they're involved in is crazy. The way they spend their money.
Oh yeah, like
Like-
sex tapes, like
Yeah, the sex tapes and that
it
being
should be
okay.
a big thing, and then
Yeah.
it'll die out,
Yeah, and then the money that they buy billion-dollar homes. They have the most expensive cars. You see them do stupid stuff like pay for all gold teeth, things that we would never do.
Yeah.
But it's part of that pop culture.
Yeah.
All right. So do subcultures make sense now?
Yeah.
Great. Oh, we were supposed to talk about Commonwealth. Whoops. Okay. So tell me what you think Commonwealth means within a subculture or within a culture.
Just the kind of jobs they have.
It's kind of more the common good. But what does your note say about it?
A group that works together for the common welfare and is united in the ideas and customs. They are marked by a strong sense of caring for their own.
So the Commonwealth means we all work for the common good. We're a united people. Definitely do that in the LDS Church.
Yeah.
You definitely do that within the Amish community. You even kind of do that within pop culture because they all kind of make excuses for each other. Like, have you ever seen, like, the actors that'll come out and they're like, oh, no, Justin Bieber's just being a kid. I remember doing stupid stuff like that when I was his age. It's just what you do in this business.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So we even have a Commonwealth in big cultures, though.
So
Like, when we go to war, who are we fighting for? The pride for the red, white, and blue comes back big time. All right.
Is it kind of like unity? Like it doesn't work.
Unity is big, yeah.
Because it was like in that talk. I forgot. It was this journal conference, but I forgot that like unity. We all have to work together, and like if we don't, it's just gonna be a mess. Like I forgot what it was. It was like holding up by a rope if one guy let the rope go or something.
Yes, okay, I know what you mean. So, like, within the Amish community, the Commonwealth is supported because they try to help each other live to this. So let's say somebody's farm crop wasn't as big as others. His Amish friend or brother or whatever might give him some of his crop because he doesn't want him to have to go seek out the grocery store. And Mormons, you know, we encourage each other to not do the things we're not supposed to and to do the things that we are supposed to. In pop culture, they stand up for each other. They kind of have those magazine statements and things like that. All right, so does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome.